It is a good day because
It
it's my
is.
Earth Day.
Yes. Oh my
Yep,
Happy
goodness.
yep,
And,
birthday!
and somebody else as well.
all right. This is the day my mother brought forth this being
And we are
into
so
the
Happy
glad.
world.
birthday!
We are so glad that your mommy and daddy got together.
Yeah, yeah. I picked them. I picked them.
I think let me see, Lily had a birthday or was it Ayana?
Yeah, it was Lily yesterday.
Yeah,
Ah,
and Seisha had a Earth Day yesterday
Yesterday.
as well. Oh my goodness, no wonder it's been so powerful on this Elizabeth channel.
mhm.
I see we have a king in our midst.
Yes, I
Oh
say.
yes.
Greetings,
All right, ladies, we got to be on our best behavior.
Well, we welcome you.
Yes, yes. And we
Thank you.
welcome
Pleasure to be
all
here.
of you from Facebook and YouTube. You'll be able to join us for an hour. We'll be with you at 9 o'clock. We're going to switch over to only our Zoom. So you are free to join us if you go to elizabethvisionaryconference.org and just get your ticket and come on in and use that same ticket all the time. You only have to register once. I just want to welcome everybody here and so excited about what has already happened so far. Oh my God, Monday and Tuesday was awesome. And now we're in the hump day. We're gonna take it all
Day.
over the hump.
We're gonna jump off.
So I just want to welcome our host for today, Mama Ayaba and Mama Hawa. Hawa. I don't know.
Mama Hawa.
I'm gonna be speaking in tongues in a minute.
That's okay. Hawa. Just say Mama
Hawa.
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 Yeah, go on and use that H. Mhm, mhm.
Take it on, sisters.
Oh, all right. Grand Rising, Hetepu, Shell Lafiani, Assalamu alaikum. Hey, baby, what's up? Yes, indeed. And our topic is always, our main topic is, and then there was woman.
Yeah.
Now you may think that that came last, but after the firmament, after all of the ethereal happenings, then came woman. And so we open, let's have our raise our cups now.
I
All
say.
right, drink it on down.
What you drinking, Queen?
Well, I have a consistent drink of ginger tea with a Chinese herbal tea that I can't pronounce the name of, but it's all good.
Ah,
Happy
today's
solar
a special
return day.
day.
Happy solar return day to you. What you got?
I say. This morning, it was all about rose. I started smelling roses. So I said, I'm gonna have that simple thing, rose tea with
All
the
right.
with the actual, I put rose petals in it.
Okay now.
And it's been about the roses. I dry them out. And do you know it takes 1,000 petals to make an ounce of oil?
1,000.
1,000 petals to make an ounce of oil. Yes. But
So
the benefit of this tea is for calming, because this is my Earth Day and I can get so excited. Just I can celebrate all by myself.
I know that's right.
Yeah, but it calms, it releases anxiety, it improves digestion, and it's also good for those that have menstrual cramps. It's an antioxidant, and it actually has a little vitamin C in it.
Well,
And
see,
that's my tea for
everybody,
today.
huh?
I just said, and that's my tea for today.
All right. Yeah, that beautiful smile on today. So we open with tea drinking. We talked about the server and we talked about the receiver. We talked about yourself being the server, yourself being the receiver. And many of us who are servers have a difficult time being receivers. So that was what we talked about. I'm just giving a general overview so that we could be more humble within ourselves and put aside that apprehension about thinking that because we become a receiver, that that's some kind of way selfish. No, that helps the person who is giving be blessed. So we want to be a blessing to others and we want to bless others. So let's work on becoming good receivers. We did the story about the teas we are drinking. Where's that rose? We can find those roses anywhere. Can we drink rose tea from the roses they grow in our yard?
You can purchase rose tea. If you get the tea bags, you can go to international markets, your local international markets. That's where I go. You can order them online. You can, let me think, let's see. Oh, if you grow your own roses, you know where you're getting your tea from. Don't go buy roses and then dry them out because they got chemicals on them. Yeah.
Okay.
It's naturally grown from your garden.
All right. And we also talked about culture. What is culture? What is American culture? What is US culture? What is Black culture? Is there one African culture or indigenous Native American culture? So, Howard, what is culture to you?
Culture is culture comes from tradition. It comes from deep down in our DNA.
What is DNA?
DNA is what you made from. DNA is your genetically designed, how can I say, your roadmap.
Roadmap. Okay, that's good. I said like a blueprint. You said roadmap.
Blueprint.
So that's synonymous. Okay.
Or roadmap back to way back to your.
Let me ask you something. Do you need to know what your blueprint looks like in order to live?
I think so. I know so.
Okay, we're gonna
That's like
revisit that.
Sankofa. You know, you have to go back to gather what you lost in order to go forward, knowing who you are.
And if I had a bell, I'd ring it right now. If I had a bell, all right, there you go. Good. What is American culture? Does America have a culture? The US of America.
Hey, this is a shout out for everybody. Join in. This is a conversation. So you speak your truth, speak your mind, speak what's on your mind.
Can I speak?
Sure.
Hold on, Pam, just 1 second. So if everybody needs to have know their culture or their DNA, I would almost say without any kind of facts that 80% do not know.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah,
my point exactly.
Yeah, they don't know. So you can exist, and maybe that's the word, exist, without knowing your DNA. It is there, but we're just like I was saying, we're just kind of, we don't have the roadmap, and we're just going wherever life takes us.
Yes.
Because we don't know. And I would say probably 80% of the world do not know what their DNA is.
Okay.
That's my point, and I'm sticking with it.
Stick with it, sister.
Okay.
You the glue that holding all us together. What is American culture? Anybody want to venture a little guess on that one?
I don't know if America has a culture.
You don't know?
I mean, they're mixed up. She is mixed up with all kind of different cultures. So America in herself does not have one. That's my opinion.
That's your real truth, sister. That ain't even an opinion. That's an observation for real.
Yeah.
They said that back when I was a little girl growing up, they said America was a melting pot. Then after After I got older, I said, no, it's not. It's a tossed salad. Ain't nothing melting together up in this camp.
I was just looking up just to see what Wikipedia has. And it says, culture is an umbrella term which encompasses the social behavior, institution, and norm found in human society, as well as the knowledge, the belief, the art, the law, the habit of a particular group.
Okay, and if a 5-year-old was sitting here, would they know what you were talking about?
Hell no.
We have Liv has her hand up.
Okay, Liv.
Live.
Peace.
Yeah.
Some of the things that you guys said made me think like taking it, you're just going on whatever loop that you go on if you don't know your culture. And then in relation to American culture, I feel like the tradition of America is to just take us on a loop of whatever they want to do and keep us away from our true culture. And I feel like that is a part of American culture. It's kind of just a distraction to who we are.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, how does that tie in with the United States culture? Oh, y'all thought that were two different things? I mean, y'all thought they was the same thing. They two different things. One is, go ahead.
No, I'm thinking.
I wanted to let you all know while you are thinking that we have a guest this morning. Brother Gerard. Where is he?
I'm right here, Mama Ayaba.
Oh, yeah, there you are, my wonderful son. It's one of my many sons I have. I didn't give birth to him through the womb, not this physical womb, but they showed up, you know, and I'm blessed because of it. Would you like to jump into this conversation?
You know, I was gonna ask. I said I know it wasn't my time yet, but
your time is as long as you breathing, it's your time.
Bring it on.
It's your time.
Oh yeah, she can sing. He can sing too. He sings, he writes music, plays guitar, plays the piano. He does. He's a wonderful person.
You know, Mama, I would like for all the sisters to unmute themselves and welcome him.
Oh, give thanks.
Sacred space.
Hey, greetings. We welcome the male energy.
Welcome, my brother.
Bring it in, balance it out.
Twelve.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I'm honored, you know, to be accepted and to be here. And I want to say thank you to, you know, Mama Ayaba and Tara, her ma'at, you know, and all her many, you know, names, forms, manifestations. You know, she said that, you know, I came to her. Really, she came to me, you know. And you know, I'm fortunate to have been able to find her and just have her as a guide and a mentor and another mother. My mother has already accepted the fact that she's one of my other mothers.
Ashe.
But you know, that's what it's about. Like in the village, you know, we have many mothers. You know, we have many fathers too. You know, so just chiming in on the American culture first. I just want to say the music was excellent. Today is definitely a good day to have a good day. And happy birthday, Mama Hawa. And you drinking that rose water. That's very Taurus-like of you. You know? And just been a wonderful, you know, wonderful week thus far. You know, as far as America and culture goes, you know, I think this is just my thought. It's an idea, right? America is an idea, because when we're speaking to it, we're looking at it from, you know, our perspective based on our experiences. But if you go ask a Trump supporter, you know, what America is, they're going to give you a completely different answer based on their experiences and what they have. So I think it's important, you know, for us that understand, you know, the power of manifestation and understand the power of, you know, where our thoughts can guide us in our own divinity, that we embrace the idea that we have of what this place is, and really be coffee beans in it. there's a story. I don't know if anyone has ever heard the story of the coffee bean. I like to share it because it makes me think about this with both America and the culture. And the story is, there was a young woman who started a new job, and she came and she was speaking with her father after her first day, and it was a really tough day for her. And she said to her father, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can go back. I don't know if I can be in that environment. And her father, who happened to be a chef, they were in the kitchen. He said, I want you to do something for me. I want you to go to the pantry. I want you to grab me a potato, go to the refrigerator, get me an egg, and also go to the cabinet and grab me some coffee beans. And then I want you to boil 3 pots of water. So she goes and grabs what her father had asked. She boils the water. He said, the water starts boiling. He says, okay, put the potato in one, put the egg in another, put the coffee beans in another. So they let it boil. After a few minutes, he says, okay, let's pull the potato out. He says, what did you notice about this potato? He said, that potato, she said, the potato, it was hard when I put it in, but now I pulled it out. It's all mushy and soft, right? He said, okay, all right, now let's do the same thing with the egg. So she pulls the egg out. She says, well, what do you notice about this egg? Well, the egg was a hard shell. It was soft inside. It had all of its yolk. And now, the shell is hard still, but the inside is hard as well, right? He said, okay, so what do you know about what about the coffee bean water? He said, oh, well, of course, that's coffee now. He said, these items are just like our life. We can go into certain environments and we can either be like that potato. We can go in with a hard exterior and let it break us down and make us soft and mushy. Or we can go in and we can be hard on the outside, and all of the things that we face can harden our hearts on the inside as well. Or we can be like this coffee bean and we can go out and influence the environments that we live in. So I think it's important for us to really keep the mindset of influence in this environment to make it what we want it to be, and creating and exuding our own culture. Before we were on the line, Mama Ayaba and I were just chatting a little bit, and we were talking a little bit about the fact that, in this country, I don't know, maybe you were planting this seed that this is what you're going to be talking about, because you're talking, we were talking about, in this country and kind of what it means to have culture, even for those that are embracing our own traditional spiritual systems and walks. And it's almost like, we kind of create our own, right? And there's always an opportunity. We always find opportunities to reconnect and get closer to the source, because much of what we had as an original culture was taken from us, right? Or maybe it wasn't taken from us. Maybe we were put here so we could create a new culture, right? Maybe that's our mission. Maybe that's our objective. Maybe that's our purpose. So I think that, it is an idea, and that idea is defined by the reality that we create.
Ashay.
Wow. Thank you for the sugar in my tea.
Thank you.
Of course, I was planting the seed. I'm a farmer.
Right.
So, anyone else want to contribute to anything or comment on that? Because I agree. And when we talk of today is Wednesday, and in the Sourcet Society system, today belongs to Alegba. That's Yoruba. Belongs to Sebek. belongs to Sebek. Mm-hmm. And in a few minutes, we're gonna shed some light on what all this is about. So U.S. culture and American culture. See, we are in America. We're in the northern part of America. And below us is the southern part of America. And a brother told me many years ago that it's Afmurica. So there was a time when it was one landmass before the deluge, which created what they call the Atlantic Ocean. So he said our land is Afmurica, land of those who have the skin of God and who navigate, that's what the Moors do, who navigate through this process that we call life. U.S. culture, on the other hand, is a plant. It was planted here. It's a process that continues generation to generation. That little boy he ain't no little boy, that guy, that person who took the lives or caused the energy of the people who were in the grocery store to leave them, he said his mom and his parents fed him this kind of hateful energy. I want to say that I've always said that if my parents teach me what their parents taught them, everybody else is doing the same thing. So the process isn't just him. In the United States of America, the process has always been, from my understanding of history, that these people have, and my thoughts, this is only me, have an inferiority complex. They feel inferior to everything that has color. And I can understand why. I can appreciate that. However, because of the United States political culture, financial culture, everything's about gimme, 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 take, 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 gimme, 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 take, take, take. And it's not a gimme of asking you to give, it's a gimme, I'm commanding you to give it to me. So the mixture of the culture from which people of hue descend causes this continual, I don't like to use the word conflict, causes this continual interaction of heat between the groups. So what we call, there's no such thing as Black culture, no, because Black didn't create a culture. Black also is a process. My grandson said that the black hole, he said, people think, no, he said the scientists have it wrong. He's 8. He was 7 when he said it. They said there's nothing in the black hole. They said the black hole is empty. He said, but the black hole is full. The black hole is full of God. And out of the black hole, God creates all the galaxies and various other forms of life. So out of this hue that we have, and all of us here have lived long enough to see, the music comes and everybody in the world wants that music. The beauty comes and everybody wants that beauty. And now they want to inject themselves or buy plastic booties, so I guess butts. Someone had their hand up.
I just want to say, if we knew what they wanted, we could rule the world. They fear us so because they know something about us that we don't know about ourselves or that we have lost along the transition. But
I'll tell you what they know.
Okay. See, I'm saying if we knew what they know.
Well, we're getting to know it.
Yeah,
with
we're
sisters,
getting
with gatherings,
yeah,
with gathering like this,
yeah,
with the people that everyone here influences.
the
You're
energy,
sharing that with them.
yeah.
In the story of the Bible, when Lucifer was thrown out of heaven, you know what he wanted. He wanted to compete with God.
Mm-hmm. So they want to compete with the God.
And we know who God must be because they're always competing with I and I.
That's right.
And it's all right. I'd rather want to be like God than to be like the devil or be like the force of the universe.
I say.
So
I'm telling you what to manifest what? Your
Go
God.
ahead. Yes, manifest your God. And, so one of the things that we want to talk to, what this discussion is leading up to now, is what we practice teaching Asara said, the 11 laws of Ma'at. Some people call it the 11 laws of God. Sister Mama Aduni said to me the other day, because I said, I'll send it to your person. And she said, well, I like that your person thing. But that came out of the teaching of Asara said, because it's a way of practicing every day your consciousness and awareness that your person and your divinity are not the same thing. Your person is your daily activities, your vehicle, the thing that we all be working on all the time, trying to keep it well so our divine energy can stay here as long as it's possible. So divine being, your person, my person, the Rastas say I and I. Many of us say your higher self, your lower self. We are spiritual and not religious. So these are terms that we're going to bounce back and forth with during this process. Brother Gerard, are you still with us?
Yes, ma'am.
Can we get ready to take this ride with you on the 11 laws?
Sure. Absolutely. So, hmm, how do we want to start this? So, right.
Well,
You, you know,
I'm gonna say,
I
I'm gonna jump in.
sure.
You say how
Go
you
ahead.
want to
Go ahead.
start it.
Yes.
Okay. In the Western world, they teach that God, well, they don't teach actually that God is a man. They don't say that. They just reference God as a man. They'll say he did this and he did that. I stopped saying he or she because I just say it because I really cannot profess that I know what his gender is. I know that we got a male and female, so that's what they tell us to call each other, man and woman. So my presumption is that this thing we call God, it must be the balance or the energy of both male and female at least, and then all the things that come in between. So Ma'at, the 11 laws of Ma'at is what they call it, and Ma'at is considered to be a feminine what? Energy. So can we take it from there?
Absolutely, absolutely. And if we want to break down the etymology of the word inner chi, you're talking about inner and then chi, which is your life force energy, right? So
Right,
that
come on
energy is
with it.
cultivating that life force energy. But I think where I'd like to start, in speaking to, the 11 laws is that we're really not going to talk about the 11 laws in their exact sense. We'll really just talk about, principles, principles of life that being a part of, or Sora said, being exposed to our traditional systems have really helped to cultivate in my person. I work in an environment where, I certainly, and I know all of us are applying these things every day in this external world, but I work in an environment where I am surrounded and bombarded by a polarity, of some of the things that I typically believe. So I just want to start with, if you could just imagine, right? Just imagine for a moment that when you are looking, like we're looking at this Zoom screen right now, we're looking through what we think is our eyes. But just imagine that we're not looking through our eyes. The eyes that are really seeing this Zoom screen, that are looking at the beautiful faces that we see and listening to these voices aren't our own. It's God's eyes. It's God's voices, right? And every experience that we're having represents an expression of divinity and of God in this world. So when you're out, the life that I'm living, the life that Mama Yaba's living, the life that Mama Sheila's living, all of the experiences that we're having not on behalf of ourselves, on behalf of our persons, right? Our persons, our physical bodies, right? Which is, persona, which is just by sound. That's just the vibration that we're putting out, right? That's why it's the person, because by sonar, by sound. But if we're just putting out these vibrations, we're putting out these vibrations on behalf of God, right? So when we're living our lives, when we're making our moves, when we're speaking to people, whatever it is that we're doing, we're really being representatives of God manifested in this world. So I think just starting there is kind of the baseline for the Osirian spiritual system, which I've been practicing for the last time goes by so quickly. I'll say last 15 years. I'll say that in 2005 I was given a book called Meduna Terra Volume 2 by a friend of mine, and the book just kind of blew my mind, and it started to talk about all these different concepts. And Mama Yaba mentioned Sebek, so there was a principle and an energy, and very similar to the Orishas or to the Oboson in the Akan traditions. Like there's a principle and energy that kind of governs every aspect of our personality. So you have one great divine being that's imperceptible, but you also have attributes of that divine being which are manifested in different parts of our personality. Some more for that love expression, that imagination expression, some more for that logical thinking expression, some more for that physical more aggressive nature that we might need at times. So the Rao Nephra Amen, who is the head of Osora Set Society, wrote a book called Ma'at 11 Laws. And in my own journey, what I've seen is, working and striving on a day-to-day basis, because it's a continuous work, as we all know. There it is. There's the book. It's a continuous work, as we all know. I have, just kind of come to a place where, I've kind of transposed those 11 laws into 11 rules, right? And 11 lessons just to learn, for success in my own life. I started as, my background, I work in the insurance industry now. I'm actually I'm an executive with an employee benefits firm, do group benefits, work with employers with 100 or more employees traditionally. And, I'm also a consultant. I coach other people who are interested in getting into the insurance industry as a career path, and and an entrepreneur as well. So I've taken everything I've done in my life with my personal. Mama Yaba's known me through 2 marriages and 3 children, so and I have 4, so 3 of them, she's been there for. But just in my personal, and every time something happens, right, we have a choice. We have a choice in how we respond to it, right? And that's really the first law, right? That's the first law of Ma'at. It's the law of Amen, which is every situation is coming to you to help you to remember your divinity. But I'm going to break it down just in the way that I've translated it as the 11 rules. And every time I meet with somebody, I'm like, look, I live my life by 11 rules. And, they go a little something like this. The first is peace is the pathway to joy. That's number 1. Peace is the pathway to joy. Because the reality is life is always going to bring us situations. We're always going to have scenarios that could induce, stress responses in us. There's always going to be perceived challenges, which are really opportunities to be stronger, be better. There's going to be the media that's bombarding us with all these messages. But the reality is this, right? We have control over how we respond to those things. And our objective, our mission in life is to be like God, and that's to be like peace, undisturbed, unchanging, unmovable. Peace is the pathway to joy. Things are going to happen. Hey, when it's joyful, when something great happens, you perceive it to be great, experience that joy in it, right? But if something happens that isn't so great, be at peace with it. And you can be joyful in the fact that you were able to be at peace in the midst of that challenge or that situation. The second piece of that is we're all connected, right? It's like, no matter how we fit, it's like this. There can't be light if there is no dark, right? So polarities must exist, so even with those who we might feel we're opposed to, we're actually a part of them too, because we're all connected, in this universal dance, right? It's just understanding what our individual, roles and positions are, and then moving according to that. So we're all connected. That's number 2. That actually would be Seker, which is we all have a destiny, right? The law of Seker. So you can look at the 11 laws, but I'm not going to say it like 11 laws because, I just want to break it. Just the way that I live it. The third is when wisdom speaks, listen. That speaks to the fact that, if there is wise counsel, pay attention to it. It also speaks to, what we oftentimes practice in African traditional systems, which is divination, doing readings, looking at those readings and paying attention. Because sometimes we might do a reading or we might ask God for something, but we don't pay attention. Sometimes we might ask for a message and somebody comes and gives us something, but we don't pay attention. But it's important to pay attention, right? So when wisdom speaks, listen. And that really relates to the law of Tahuti, because the Tahuti is the word of God. That is the Meduna Tur. That is God's wisdom. Hey. And she's right here on the phone right now, right here on the Zoom call. Shout out to the Tahuti clan. All right. The next is we all, have a purpose, and that is Ma'at, right? That is Ma'at. Ma'at says, hey, we have a responsibility. We have a responsibility to learn, teach, grow, to stay in balance. We got to find what that purpose is. Finding that purpose, knowing that purpose, understanding that purpose is Ma'at, because that is how you achieve balance in your life. That is how any move you make, you can understand that this is all a part of my divine plan and how I'm living. The next is really fulfilling that purpose is our obligation. I'm sorry. We all have a purpose, which is that our principle. The next is we all, have an obligation to fulfill that purpose, right? So, in addition to having that purpose, you are essentially mandated by God to fulfill your purpose in this life. You don't have a choice, right? If you try to move in opposition to fulfilling that purpose, then if you move in opposition to fulfilling that purpose, that's when most of your challenges are going to come, that's when you have to suffer the consequences of those of that, right?
Mhm,
Because you're
mhm.
not moving in line with what you're actually supposed to be doing, right?
Mm.
So and that's actually, I'm sorry, that's actually my eye. So the connectedness is Osir, right? When wisdom speaks, that's Tahuti. You know, having that purpose, having that destiny, that's Sekert. Fulfilling that purpose is Ma'at, right? So you have an obligation by God to fulfill that purpose that you've been given. The next is cutting away things that don't serve you. You know, we had a great time to do that this week. We had that blood moon lunar eclipse. You know, we're right here in the middle of what we like to call the Herakahuti cycle. So this is actually my clan, and sorry, I said Herakahuti. You know, equivalent. If you're Yoruba, that's like an Ogun type energy. You know what I mean? So you know, Herakahuti, we be getting it in. But you know, you got to cut away what doesn't serve you, and that's about cutting it. You know, hacking it. You know, hacking away anything that doesn't serve your divinity, that doesn't serve that purpose, that doesn't lead you in the direction that you're supposed to go. It's also about shedding your old skins. Who you were today doesn't mean that's who you have to be tomorrow. It's okay to evolve, right? The next is making your choices with a stable heart. You know, that would relate to Haru, right? Haru is an energy that causes you to not make, you know, rash decisions, but to really think about the moves and decisions that you're going to be making. I like to equate it with emotional intelligence. You know, if you read any of like the personal development books and professional development books that, you know, these folks have written, like the Napoleon Hills and, you know, the Zig Ziglars, I'm like, man, all they did was just study African philosophy and just transmute it into something else, because they say the exact same thing. You know, John Maxwell, they try to, you know, conform it and put it into their own language. And, you know, sometimes that's great, because we got to put a little sugar in the Kool-Aid, and a little let's say sugar in the oatmeal, you know, sometimes, so it can be received easier. But at the end of the day, you know, these are all African concepts. So it's like emotional intelligence, you know, having a high emotional IQ, not responding with anger, you know, not responding with, you know, just overtly expressive, you know, actions, right? When something happens to you, is being able to really process it with a stable heart and a stable mind. The next is what I like to call think big. You know, it's like imagine what could be, right? So don't even look at what's here in your present. This is for Mama Hawa, because, you know, her birthday is today. Taurus energy. Het Haru is what we call that. Oshun, you know, all of that, right? You know, imagine what could be. Think big, right? Just don't even focus on like what's happening right now. Where do you want to see yourself? You know, we could be billionaires. Everybody on this call, if you want to be a billionaire, you can be a billionaire. All you have to do is say, hey, I'm going to be a billionaire. The universe will start conspiring to making things happen, to lead you down that road. All you got to do is stay open to it. Say, hey, this is what I want to do. Be open to it. Don't doubt it. Just move forward on it. So imagine what could be. Think big. Think way beyond even where you are now. Think way beyond even what you perceive you can think beyond, and just say, hey, I want that.
That's right.
So that's Het Haru. That's the law of Het Haru.
Yes. It's
Right?
not what you imagine, it is who imagining it.
Thank you. There you go. There you go. That's it. Yes.
That's my clan. Yes.
That's it. Who is imagining, right? Because
That's
the reality is, look, what we can imagine in our limited understanding based on our behavioral conditionings of what we've experienced in our life is not going to be enough.
Is it a human or a divine being? Take your choice. What you want. Mm-hmm.
What you want. Who you want it to be. Right. See, we here. You know? The next is just being mindful of your words and your thoughts, right? So if you are imagining that thing, then your words and your thoughts have to align to it. And if you have a thought that's in contradiction to that, that means you got to check that thought. You got to check that thought. And what you got to do? You got to go back to that law of Herakahuti. You got to cut that joint away. Say, I'm not entertaining this, right? So it's being mindful of your thoughts. One of the once again, just kind of relating this back to some of the kind of professional development speakers that are out there, is a guy named Jim Rohn. He always says, talk to yourself, don't listen to yourself. Talk to yourself, don't listen to yourself, right? And we got to talk to ourselves, because we have to implant, you know, the thoughts and feelings that we want to have in our mind. And that would relate to Sebek. Today being Wednesday, we're right in the middle. Is Mercury's day, Sebek, Alegba, however you want to refer to it. The next is being devoted to that growth, and that goes back to all set, all of the mothers that are here, the wonderful, women and maternal energies that are here. It's that devotion, is being devoted to God, right? So you got to be, when you're devoted to God, here's the thing, right? People sometimes people say, I'm gonna go to church, show my devotion. You show your devotion based on how you treat yourself. You show your devotion to God based on how you treat yourself, right? Are you embodying your own divinity? Are you living in your own divinity? Yesterday, I'm working on trying to shave a couple pounds off, right? And yesterday I was thinking, man, should I get these French fries? But you know what? I was like, nah, I ain't gonna get God these French fries. I'm gonna go ahead and give God this kale salad. You know what I'm saying? so you gotta be devoted to yourself. And then the last, which is related to the law of Geb, which is just the law of the earthly realm here, is everything that you do in this physical world should be an expression and an embodiment of everything that came before, all of the other 11. So those are my 11 lessons, and trust me, I'm learning them every day. You get punched in the face. I know I get punched in the face, with life a lot of times. And I just be like, whatever, I just keep it moving, so, and I'm like, thank you, God, because I remember Hekshemsu Haru told me one time, Mama Ayaba, that's one of the priests in Osira set in DC. He said, you know what? He's like, man, God love you so much that all this stuff keeps happening. God love you so much, man. You listen, God got your back, boy. Because if you having these challenges, that's a good sign, because you got an opportunity to keep growing, keep getting better, keep getting stronger. And the reality is, when you approach it and appreciate it that way, that's exactly what happens. So that's what I got. Thank you. I appreciate you, and I will just turn it back to you, Mama Ayaba, to continue the discussion.
Oh man, that was divine. I'm telling you, if I didn't understand it before, I got it now. Anybody out there want to make a comment or say something? Oh, I know what I was thinking about. I'm glad you're on the screen. I was thinking about the Elizabeth. The whole time he was giving those 11 laws, I was looking at Aduni, because that's exactly a description of her, the whole 11 laws.
Oh, oh, you're so beautiful. Thank you.
Tell him the story of Elizabeth, if you don't mind.
Okay, Joseph.
Sounds good. Quick. Ooh, everybody's so quick.
Yeah. It's Wednesday.
That's the back there. That's the back right there,
Mhm.
Yeah, so the story of Elizabeth comes from when the angel came to Mary and said that you're going to get pregnant with Jesus. And he says, and she says, well, how is this going to happen? So, well, the Holy Ghost is going to come on you and blah, blah, blah. There was another part of that scripture that said, oh yeah, and your
cousin.
And your cousin, right, thank you. Your cousin Elizabeth is also with child. So in other words, it was going to be, there's two miracles going on. She had a miracle because she was barren and at 400 years old, and she was pregnant. And then Mary was about to be impregnated with Jesus. So when Mary went to see Elizabeth, the baby leaped. And so you want to be around people who are pregnant with vision. That was the vision. Jesus was a vision of God. So are we, visions of God, and that our babies will come exactly in the same way that Mary's baby came. So we will go through the exact same things. It's an ensample, not an example, but an ensample. Example being something like this, but an ensample is exactly like this. So, so anyway, in the short version of that, when when we were listening to it, we were really literally sitting on the edge of our seat, listening to this man. And I felt like, is he a fly on the wall of my life? Because everything that he was talking about, I had gone through, or is, or will go through. And so in the Elizabeth, you want to be around people who are pregnant with vision. There are some principles, there are 20 principles that he shared, Dr. Miles Monroe from the Bahamas. He shared about, that even sometimes you need to hide, you need to go sit your butt down, or when you're pregnant with vision, because some people and what they say, naysayers and such, can cause your baby to miscarriage, cause you to miscarriage or be stillborn and all of that. It goes through all of those principles. So the Elizabeth, when Dr. Miles was, they were signing books, and I was sitting right beside the edge. He was at the end of the table and I was sitting right beside him. Somebody who knew me says, well, why are you sitting there? And he says, that's because I am her Elizabeth. That was it. That was it. So just like when Oprah would buy the color purple and give it to everybody, that's what I did with Elizabeth, which is what's called the lessons from the conception. And if you were to see that, you would know where you are in that process of your baby coming forth. Now, my baby is Everett's Natural Beauty School, and my son was born he was born he's 42, so it's 43 years old. So it's grown. If you go with that concept, my natural hair school and salon is very grown. It runs itself, just as my son does, and then I have lots of little babies inside. And then now Elizabeth, I would say Elizabeth is probably a toddler now. And so, and you're like teaching and developing that baby. So that's really the concept. And then everybody on here are my Elizabeths. I claim them. I know who are my Elizabeths are, and I know who are not my Elizabeth. And everybody in your family are not your Elizabeth. Some of them you need to run from. When it comes from in relation to talking about your vision, because they can cause you to have doubt and things like that. So that's what the Elizabeth is all about. People who are pregnant with vision, and when you see them, you talk to them, your babies leap. They just leap. We don't gossip and all that stuff. The babies leap. So how's your project going? What's going on? And so that's really what Elizabeth is all about, being with people who are pregnant with vision.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So that puts her at number 9 or set. She's birthing everybody else is birthing whatever they're birthing.
That's it.
So, I wanted you to hear her story. I know you're going to have to go. Whenever you have to go, I'm not rushing you, but I want to give you the freedom to move out whenever you have to do that.
Mama,
go ahead.
I just want to say to our brother, I love those dimples.
Thank you.
That's an ask that helps everybody to keep looking at you. I love dimples.
Came from his mama.
Yes.
I want to let everybody know also, one day you're going to hear her music. Her voice is like listening to 25 singers. She just got different ways that she sings different songs. And sometimes I forget that it's her because it doesn't sound like the same person who was singing the other song, but they're all great. And she has a husband who's a musician and they work well together on their musical projects. So I want to throw that in there.
Oh,
also, there's a prayer I want to share with you all. It's called the Ajay prayer. Mm-hmm. Ajay is the energy in the Yoruba system. And as you all can hear, we don't close ourselves off from any cultural system that was birthed by our indigenous people. You see that? See all that money?
Yeah.
RJ prayer. He who robes the child to befit the child. He who robes the child with the utmost of care. The one who wakes early in the morning holding the robes of prosperity. The one who looks after the earth is the name of Ifa. Whoever you look to with your eye of compassion is blessed with prosperity. Ifa, please look at me with compassion and let me be blessed with riches. Ifa, please look at us with your compassion and let us be blessed with riches. Ashe,
Ashe.
Ashe,
Ashe.
Asheo.
Asheo.
Ashe, Ashe.
Part of the program in America was to steer us away from riches, to make us think that it's bad to want to be rich or to have money, as they piled up their coffer with gold. I'm telling you, this hour is almost go over. I know you got to switch over, right, sister?
Yeah, at 9.
Okay. So I want to share this with you. This is, I'm gonna
There you
I'm gonna
go.
get it right one day. This is my book, The Truth, the Way, the Light. I'm just gonna read a little something here. When you speak, light comes out of your mouth. Music dances off your tongue in a harmonious blend of sound and pauses. It is in direct proportion to the feelings of your heart and the discipline of your mind. What might have been a battle now becomes the dance. When you speak, you create. You can create what you will. Your thoughts bring the impediments and the support. Your heart fuels your will. Honor it, love it, protect it. Now you realize it is all about you, how you perceive, receive, and conceive a thing. All it takes is the thought, and now you are conscious of self, big letters, capital letters. The consciousness of self, the nectar of God, clarity, Christ within, the crown jewel, respect for and devotion to the power of the word. Word only through the ethers is your voice heard. Chanting and singing send messages into every cell in your body. For example, shall we gather at the river? Beautiful, beautiful river. Shall we gather at the river, the beautiful river of God? So this chanting and singing, that would just happen, send messages into every cell and everybody that's here listening. And everybody received it differently based on what your vision is. You hum, the sound is on, and it knows where to go. It knows its way home. All things spring from the perfect. I am perfect. You are perfect. Perfect from perfect leaves perfect. If the perfect is taken away from the perfect, perfect remains. Perfect love, perfect harmony, perfect light. Practice it because it will give you the protection you need. You got to say something, sis? Is it time to go?
Ashe.
No?
No, go right ahead.
Okay. Practice it because it will give you the protection you need. Stay the course of your thoughts on it in all that you think. I am now on the wheel of light. I now become the wheel of light. I embody the wheel of light. I am the wheel of light. With each breath you breathe, this wheel must spin on its own. It is light that eradicates all shadows. No pushing, no shoving, no hollering, no screaming, no begging. Rest in that place. Rest, breathe, and rest. The pituitary gland needs 2 hours of sunlight a day. Help the body help you. Maintain the body, sustain your health, and remain steadfast. Live out your time to complete your good works in this earth. The earth needs water, so does the body. Water is a conductor of electrical impulses, which powers the brain. It does not care who drinks it. Water never says, don't drink me, you are not good enough. The body seeks water, the brain seeks information, and the soul seeks perfection. These basic innate functions do not require thought to activate them. They are part of the perpetual process of the living soul. They are downloaded into life systems as life survival commands that assure life will continue. Chants and mantras purify your whole body and soul. They fine-tune you, put you back in order. They are part and parcel of your cellular dynamics. When you reacquaint yourself to them, the cells respond by aligning themselves. Nothing goodly can be accomplished while we are out of order, with the divine order. And I'll pick this up and do some more later, tomorrow. But what I want to share is that it's a reflection of what Brother Gerard was talking about. It's a reflection of what we all the sisters have talked about all during this process. How come we can all say this one word in many different ways? Because that's how God expresses itself. Many different ways with the word. So I would, if we can't leave you with anything else, I want to leave you with the idea that you are a living idea. You are a living thought. So become the thought that you live, and live the thought that you think. Because, and I have to add, with intention, because some people are living the thought that they think, but not with intention. I think that's one of the things we talked about, Brother Gerard and I talked about earlier. People are just floating through life without intention, but they think they have intention. Explore the effects of music and sound on the human soul, mind, and body. Explore the effects of art. Explore the effects of creating and making things. And when I sit down at the sewing machine, I know my mother is there. I hear her, I feel her telling me what to do and how to create the garment that I'm working on. I'm telling you God too. That's why I like to sit at the sewing machine, because I know she's gonna meet me. She's gonna meet me there. Ooh.
Love it, love that.
Ancestors. That's
yeah. Yeah. So my books are available too. I'm gonna
put in your chat.
I will take this moment and say farewell to Facebook and YouTube. You can join us at ElizabethVisionaryConference.org. Get your ticket to come into the Zoom. We're going to be there until 10 o'clock. We're going to continue this awesome conversation. And just go and join us. But we say peace. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock in the morning, Eastern Standard Time.
Greetings.
Mama Hawa.
Wait a minute. I'm here. I just got birthday greetings. I just stepped away.
All right, enjoy. This is your day to receive all your gold and diamonds. So we did 11 laws of my art today. If you all were jotting them down, study them, think about them, reword them to suit your own way of thinking and viewing and seeing the power of the Creator. And if you did not have a chance or opportunity to do that, then go back and review the video that's placed on the website and pick it up again. Just a quick review, and then I'm gonna turn it over to Mama Hawa.
We have a hand up whenever you have an opportunity.
Right now, it's fine. Okay, Gerard, love you, my darling. I will.
Thank you all for everything, Brother Gerard. I just want to say that all that has been spoken, there's such a oneness between us. The God in each of us is connecting with the God in each of us.
All right, now.
I mean, it's happening undeniably. And I'm just so grateful to be a part of it. And I'll stop right there because y'all know I get carried away. And you see I'm driving. All right, my loves. Thank you. The I am in me greets the I am in you with love.
Yes,
We are,
yes,
we
yes.
are guys. Jesus taught us that. They don't want us to teach it. But anyway, we know. God bless you.
Can't stop
Love
it.
y'all.
I love you too, sis. So quick review, not overview. So we chose to put our segment as "And Then There Was Woman" as our primary topic. And out of that, we observed the birthing principle. The birthing principle of creativity demonstrated by the art of crafting clay, Mama Hawa, painting, Mama Hawa, and planting, Mama Hawa, with Queen Mother Hawa. We brought out the cauldron and pointed out its connection and parallel to the womb. Then we took a journey into the womb and saw how the water in the womb is called amniotic fluid and all the miraculous things it does to feed, nourish, protect, and grow the returned ancestor in the cauldron, the womb of man, the womb of life. Then we looked at the blueprint of its destiny called the 12 major tests of life, where we learned that every 7 years represents the growth and development of the ancestor by way of its response to the works and actions of its parents and community. But y'all didn't know we had covered all that. We're moving kind of fast, but we're gonna slow down as we go. This brings us to today, May 18th, the solar return day of Mama Hawa and so many more on the planet. May 18th, May is 5, 18 is 9, it equals 14. 14 is transformation, 5 is creativity, 9 is completion. So today we look at the laws that govern, guide, and instruct our internal soul. They are called the 11 laws of Ma'at. Ma'at is God's love. These laws were in place before the keepers of the laws were even manifested. It is the principle of love, the principle of sharing, and the principle of order. And unless someone has a comment, I'm going to sit back and listen to Mama Hawa.
Queen, before you sit back, would you give me those number breakdown again? 5
sure.
creativity, then you says, and I understand 18, that's 1 and 8 is 9, and 9 is
Completion.
completion.
But one is also symbolically stands for God,
Okay.
and 8 symbolically stands for infinity, which God is infinity, which is why we say we never die. We just transform.
Ashe, ashe.
Okay.
Well, like Erica Badu say, she say, bag lady, you gonna hurt your back, dragging all them bags like that. I guess nobody ever told you. All you must hold on to is you, is you, is you. What's in your medicine bag? Male, female. What's in your medicine bag? Handbag, grocery bag, diaper bag, drawstring bag, waist bag, shoulder bag, paper bag, cloth bag, leather bag, plastic bag, medicine bag. What is in your bag? The bag, speaking of handbag, bag, it's been around a long time, more than 5,000 years. And actually, the bags, of course, was started by male as a utility bag back in the ancient times. It says, purses were always convenience for fashion. Excuse me, purses weren't always a convenience for fashion. Purses had purpose. It had meaning. It's to carry around with you what you need close, what you may reach in, and whatever you need, you may have in this bag. Have you ever had someone when you could say, you got a safety pin? and that person reach in that bag and pull that safety pin. You got an ink pen?
I like
Hey, you got a fork? You just never know. Someone carry a big old juicy bag. What's in that bag? But I'm gonna switch it around, and it's like, what's in your medicine bag? What do you carry around? Native American, they carry this. The Charmin will carry a medicine bag with them.
Hawa.
Or a pouch. Yes, ma'am.
When I was with child, after I had our stare, and we'd be traveling around, my people and my friends and my family would say, "Oh, you got a headache? Ask our sister Ayaba. She got something in her bag for that."
Mhm.
And you did, didn't you?
I did, yeah, I did.
I had to laugh because I was that person. It was like when I was in the workforce, I would carry what I need, but I carry my lunch bag, I carry another bag. Wherever I go, I always have to make my environment comfortable for me. Yes, if I had to sit at that desk, you better believe I had things around me. People used to pass my cubicle just to see the stuff I had laying out. But if I got to be there 8 hours a day, then I'm not going to cut off me just to be you. I got to be me 24/7. So I always surround myself with little things to keep me going. Yeah, I couldn't smudge, otherwise I would have my herb and sage blowing, but I would have other things that emulate it. I have a crystal. Since you're sitting in front of a computer so long, that crystal absorbs some of that that's you're getting, especially women around their chest area. But I'm not gonna jump in all that. I'm gonna stay on the medicine bag. Mother Earth. Mother Earth has this medicine bag with everything we need, all our essentials. She has things for us to eat, our medicine, our shelter, our tools, our weapons. Give me just a second, because I just had a thought. And I just want to talk about Mother Earth for a minute. And I picked Earth because that's my Earth sign. And water, and water as well. But Earth symbolized the mother who laps everyone sits upon. It is our home, Earth. The Earth person takes care of others. Earth people, they're like the grandmothers. No matter what age, it could be a child caring for another one if it's an Earth person. The Earth persons, they want to feed everybody. They want to care, love. Earth absorb. That's why we need water to balance us out. That's why we need fire. Fire gives us the energy. We need the minerals to help us to remember. This is all from the West Africa Dagara tribe that I study the elements. And it's a cosmology wheel that I practice from. And it's like our African astrology versus Chinese astrology. We're so used to, like you said, in this USA, taking things to work for us, other little bits and pieces of so-called culture to find our way. But once you go home, Sankofa, once you go back and you collect the tools and things that you need to process through this journey in this life now, you can float on through. You can float on through. That's why I always reach for the elements, because we are nature and nature is us. And Earth is the third element. Earth is about nurturing, grounding, protecting, and taking care of one another. Unconditional love. It is also about empowering, providing a sense of home and identity. Earth is ours. We inherit this earth. We inherit this earth to make it better for the next generation. We are the example. All those earth people, we have a job to do. We have to keep things balanced. And our season is the Indian summer. It corresponds with the spleen and the stomach meridians in our system. The color is yellow. That's Heteru Oshun. Our colors is yellow and green. It understands, but the earth, it can rattle to remind us. It can go through rainstorms for a purpose, to wash and cleanse. It can go through tsunamis. That's because something ain't right. And the earth have to shake it up and regurgitate and start all over again. Plant those seeds all over again. You know, we lose a lot of folks in the tsunamis and the things that happen in the earth pertaining, that we look at it as storms and disasters. But earth has her reasons. And if you understand the way the earth works, people say, no, you can never say that the earth does bad things, like to have tsunamis and to have earthquakes. But the earth, it rattles and it shakes, and it has its purpose. It purges, it cleanses, it removes, and it grows. Earth people, we have to be careful because, hold on. We have to be careful because we can absorb too much. We can take on too much. And we have to ground ourselves. And the way we ground ourselves with water. Today is my day. And I was going to do this outside, but it's raining. So I'll let Mother do her thing. But I'm going to find my body of water to go sit near water. Water to release, water to let go. Not just hydrate, but water is to cleanse. So I'm gonna go sit by the water, and I do this every year as my rebirth, because we came from that water and we returned through the water. And so I'm gonna go and I'm gonna find me a nice body of water, and I'm gonna sit there. And like brothers say, you gotta listen. I'm gonna listen so I can receive my lesson, so I can go forth from this day, because we all born with an assignment. What is your assignment? Two people didn't just get together and poof, had a baby. You were born here for a reason, for a purpose. What is your purpose? What is your mission? If you don't know, you're lost. Yes, you can follow others, but that's their purpose. What's yours? So with that said, I'm going to throw it open for some questions. Come on.
Well, I have a comment.
We got earth people there. What y'all got to say?
Well,
say,
I have
Mama?
a comment.
Yes, ma'am.
I was born in the cycle of what they call Leo, or the hot summer month of August, which they call the fire season. But I have 3 planets in Virgo. So although the fire is more like my spiritual energy, but I'm a grounded fire. I'm not all over the place. And that's not to say I wasn't, because when I was a little girl, I was all over the place. So, but when I chanted that song, Shall We Gather at the River? I was chanting it for one reason, but the universe had me chanting for another reason, and you just brought it up. You said, let's go to the river. You were going to go to the river. So I just wanted to just say that if we listen to one another, we'll see that the message is always there.
It's always there. Yes. Like I said, I channel my day. Well, the whole month of May I cut up. I'm extra anyway, because I look at it like this. My mother was preparing. It's time. It's almost time to deliver me. And I almost feel like her celebration of having this baby. And so, we celebrate when you see a baby come into the world, and you're so excited and you're so happy about that baby coming into the world. Why stop? I want to be received and excited that I'm here. I'm here to carry on. I'm here to, and it's a blessing that I made it another cycle. And each cycle, hey, I guess when you start getting older, you start appreciating the little things in life, Don't smash that bug. Ooh, that bug has blue in it and green in it, and that's just the the artsy person in me. But everything has meaning and purpose, and it makes you think before you react. So my mother, I know for a fact, she talked about how she was out dancing. She was dancing, and then she had to go because it was time. So that's why I say this month I dance, because my mom danced pregnant, must have been in a good mood to bring me into this world. So I celebrate up until the point, like this is the day. And normally I take this day really serious, because this is when she was prepping and going through the pain and going through all that mothers have to go through. And it's like, never mind, I changed my mind, but it has to come, it has to come out and it has to come into this world. And so coming into this world, even though I'm in my 6th decade, even though coming through that wound, I will never be the same. I will never look like that, but it's a blessing to say that I have made it to this day. I am not, and it's not like, ooh, what I'm getting. It's like, I'm here, what can I do? What can I give? And that goes back to the tea. And so it's like, I'm so blessed to be here, another cycle, another decade, but how can I be a better me? And that's going back to that bag lady. It's like, sometimes you got to get rid of some of them bags. And then again, you need certain bags. And I carry my medicine bag, and what is in my medicine bag, I carry crystals in it. I carry my oils in it. I carry an ankh in it. Now this is just my bag. I carry a little package of dirt, and that dirt is from my grandmother and grandfather grave. And all these have meaning for me. And sometimes, and I have other things in there too. And I am that one that if you, I might just have my stethoscope in there and take your blood pressure. When everybody was talking about the pandemic, I had my thermometer in there. It's like, let's check a person, hand sanitizer, just I create my own, I make my own. But what's in your medicine bag when you step out into this world? To be you, and like Erykah Badu said, to be you. What do you need to do before you step out in that world? And so you arm yourself. So what's in your medicine bag? What do you need? What do you need if it's something that you need to smell to bring you back? We have these things called senses, our touch, our feel, our smell, our seeing. And it's like, these are ornaments we see with the first eye. But going out into the world, what's in your medicine bag? What do you carry that you need? Hey, somebody might need a 38. I hope not. But I'm just saying, some people, what's in your medicine bag? I'm gonna tell you something. Let me get off the grid for a minute. Let me tell you something. I was at this store, and this little old humble woman, she was looking for something, and she was taking things out, putting it on the counter. You couldn't help but see what she had. That woman pulled out this 38 and she laid it on the counter. And it's like, oh Lord, don't let that little old woman fool you. Because she got a something in that purse that will take care of you. That she probably don't even have to take it out, probably shoot through the purse. But no, that was my thoughts that I was racing. I was like, whoa, that innocent little humble looking lady that you can just blow over, you better watch out who you messing with.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Mama, Helaru, she's cutting up over here. Come on.
Oh, yes.
Put some voice to that.
Mama had that room
Something to
come
say?
on.
Greetings. I was just relating to everything Mama Hawa
Hawa.
was
Just
saying.
say Hawa.
Hawa.
That's it.
Yes, I was just relating to what she was saying, everything, because the element of the earth and
Mm.
our role and our purpose and carrying the talent, carrying my mojo bag and
Yeah, the mojo bag. Yes. Hmm.
and just being that, that mother energy to people. And I don't know how to not do it. And sometimes I give, and folks don't appreciate, but I have to just accept that that's just what I have. That's what I'm here to do,
That's what you're here to
and
do.
and make sure I do that for myself before, you know, that was a journey. That was a journey. Just making sure that I'm, you know,
And
making sure
sometime in
that
our
I'm taking
journeys, we
care of
walk
myself.
alone. Sometime in our
Yeah.
journeys, we walk alone. They're not going to understand what's in your bag, but that bag
Right.
is for you
Right.
to reach in
Right.
and pull out what you need to make it. You might have I carry cinnamon stick because I want some money in my bag. You know, I see, you know what it is. Yeah. And you said mojo bag. I said, I'm going to make sure I add it to my list. That's right. The mojo, the
Hmm.
charm bag, the
I have
mojo
a
bag.
Yeah, I have a little leather pouch that I was looking for, but I don't even see it right now. I don't even know where it is.
Hmm.
I don't know. Yeah, but you gotta have your things. But and then some people get so caught up on the things, but it's you learn about those things, and then you say, oh, okay, so I need to um, embrace this energy or make sure that I'm shooting out positive vibes and love. Now, some people say you can't do that all the time, but you can turn any situation around. And and one of the biggest things that I focus on is just whatever the situation, I look at it for the lessons. I had a very challenging relationship with a person, and it really it really messed me up. But as I thought that I needed to go and check a person, I was like, nah, you need to go run that by the mirror before you go say it to anybody else. And if you check it in yourself, then you don't need
Mirror,
to say
mirror.
anything to anybody
Hmm.
else because they're not gonna get it.
That's
It
right.
was your lesson, not theirs.
That's right.
But
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that if I wouldn't have had that lesson happening and unfolding in my life, I would have probably lost my mind when my mother passed. I'm thankful to the person. They have a different story to tell, that
That's
I was this horrific person, but I know that's not me. So and sometimes people will give you the pain that they suffer with somebody else, and because you remind them of that person or you address things that they think that, and I no, that's not me. I know it wasn't me
that's
because
right.
that's not my energy, and your path will speak to. So the truth doesn't have to keep talking. It says a thing one time, and that's it.
That's it. That's it. It will
So a person
remind
has
you.
to keep. Yeah, because people keep telling us, they'll tell a story, and the story changes every time. It's layered. It gets more layers, and oh no, this happened. They keep adding on. No, no. People that know me from my life, they know that's not me.
Mhm.
So I don't even worry about. Go ahead. And they talked about if you practice and follow the Jesus story, they talked about him. They killed him.
That's
So
right.
they
That's
think.
right.
So
That's
they
right.
think.
It's funny you say they don't know you because I feel like this. My journey has been about 3 decades now, and I still go home and it's like, I'm just Ruby. They have not they don't know Mama Hiwa. They know of Mama Hiwa, but they don't know me. You know,
Right.
they assume they know me, but they don't know me. And it's like, for a moment, I call myself gonna convince them I am this. Whatever. I just do me, walk my walk. And it's like, I have one sister. I hope she's not listening. I have one sister that always make excuses for my action. She say, "Oh, that's my big sister." I said, "That's just my sister." And it's like,
You don't need an apology.
Thank you. It's a polite apology that I am the way I am. She's just different. That's that. Excuse me. I am who I am, and I'm comfortable in my skin being who I am. This
Yeah.
is my journey, and I can't take you with me. I gotta do what I gotta do in this rowboat. I gotta row my boat. to get to where I got to go.
Sister Hattie Root mentioned the mirror.
Yes,
That's
mirror.
that bounces back to the assignment you gave them too.
Each week we were taking a look in the mirror. First week I had you just to look at your eyes, because the eyes don't lie. The eyes are the window to your soul.
And your liver.
I was just getting ready to say that, and the liver. That's right. Talk to the, hey, if the eyes looking a little brown and they have some things running through it, it's like, check the liver, time to clean the liver. But then the next week it was to just look at your face, you know. And first week is looking in your eyes just to listen, just to see what is talking to me, just to allow the chatter in the head to go as you have this conversation by looking in those eyes. Then we look in the face. What is the expression of the face saying? It tells a lot. People always tell me, hey, you think I'm smiling, but when I don't smile, people always say, smile. It ain't that bad. Yeah, and it's like, I don't know how I'm looking, but I'm in a good mood. I used to work in a hospital, and I had an elder. I respect the words of the elder, because they'd have walked the walk and talked the talk, and they can talk to me anytime. But I had a patient that was an elder, and I was attending to her, and I was in a good mood. But she grabbed my arm and she looked at me and she said, "Baby, you don't have to smile. Smiling ain't for everyone." She said, "I read your face." And I said, "What?" I said, "What did she see?" And I was frowning. And she was just saying, like, smiling ain't for everyone. But that was then. But now, when I walk, it's a whole different light. Yeah, I still got the frown. And don't get me wrong, when I have something serious on my mind, they tease me and call me. They say, "Oh Lord, here comes Sarah, the old Jamaican woman. She got something to say." You know it. But in the meantime, this is my life. I am the light. I am the healer. I don't like to say that. I am the facilitator of healing. And through me, things happen.
There you go.
And that is my walk and my calling. And I let it shine. We grow. It's like, okay, I'm gonna wrap my hair like this. I wonder what they say. I don't give a care what you say. This is me. This is liberty. I am free. Wherever I go, if I can't take me with there, then I don't need to be there.
That's right.
Wherever I go, hey, I can go in the land of the others. I'm going to dress like me, because I tell you what, when you know where you're going and you know where you're heading, you know about yourself, it's amazing how they respect you.
Oh yeah.
They respect you. I've taken many classes that I guess African American or just we wouldn't think of. I go into just into these bills or different hoods that I am the only one sitting in that classroom. And someone would say, "How do you feel being the only Black one here?" Just like, excuse me, I didn't even notice that till you brought it up. Really, I feel like I have the liberty to go anywhere. Oh, girl, you don't need to go there. When I first moved here in Indianapolis, they told me, "Oh, you don't want to go to Greenwood." And it's like, why? That's all, nothing but the white people there. Please, if it's something I need and I want, I am free. Believe me, if I go in there, I'm going to come back out the same way. So I'm just saying, before I turn too cut loose, this medicine bag is all about you. This medicine bag is, what do you need to arm yourself to go out into the workforce, to go out into this world? Mama got on me for using the word chaos. And I redirect myself, because she is right. It is not chaos. It is events. You're going out into these different events, And then again, at the end of the day, how you come back and you put that medicine bag down, it still don't stop,
That's right.
It don't stop.
Well, I love the play on the words, when you said mentioned chaos, you kind of get ready, you tighten up. But when you said event, it's like something to go to and see how you can operate in it and
Navigate through
get
it,
your
yes.
energy. And chaos is like all day I'm gonna be fighting, I'm gonna be agitated and stuff. But event means all kind of stuff could happen, and so I love what your sisters are bringing today.
I just wanted to share. I went to Belle Isle the other day and I took my sisters to where we do our ancestral celebration. We don't call it Juneteenth. We do an ancestral celebration that day. And there's a spot we always go to. And there was a white couple, excuse me, a clear person couple there. And we walked up and the guy says, "Oh, it's a nice place down the way. If you want to get in the water." Because I went over there and looked first. I said, "Let me check it out." I said, "Oh, the water's kind of hot," because we wanted to sit because we had drums and everything and food and stuff. And so as I walked, when I was speaking with him, I made, I checked myself because I don't need to cause no extra stuff, but I need the point to be made. And, my friend taught me, you can say things in such a way that they don't even know that you cut them or whatever. So I said, "I'll go check it out." I said, "But I might come back down here." Because people think that they own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And
They
it's my
do.
birthright to take up space wherever I go.
Ever. That's right.
Okay, it's my birthright. I was given life. So after we got down there for a little while, I said, "You know what, I'm gonna go back and just give them a little word." So I walked back and I said, "Yeah," I said, "I really like the space you gave us. It's really nice. This is what we needed." And so I said, "But the reason why I wanted to come here is because I put my mother's ashes here. So that's why I wanted to come here." Now his counterpart, her mouth was open the whole time because she didn't know what I was gonna do or say. And because I'm here to have a good time, I'm not gonna mess up my moment because the people think that they own a spot. So once I said that, the guy was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." So I walked back, and then when they got ready to leave, little Miss Ann, she comes up and says, "Oh, well, we're getting ready to go now, so you guys can go back over there." Because I know
Oh
before that, when I
Lord.
walked away, I told them both. I said, "If I want to come back over here, I will." And it's a whole bunch. I mean, we got a whole crew of sisters with us. They didn't know. It was just two of us walked up, but the other five trampled on down. But then when they got, like I said, when they got ready to leave, sister sister girl felt the need to come down there and say, "Oh, well, we're getting ready to go, so you guys can go over there now if you want to." I said, "Oh no, we're good here. Thank you though. I'm so sorry. I didn't know you." No, you didn't know. And so I want them to know. I wanted them to understand. Here I go with the teaching, that we can occupy whatever space we want. I didn't ask you for permission to come over here. I didn't ask you for permission, and I don't have to, because like I said, this is my land. Anywhere I go is mine. That I'm sharing, but I can occupy space, take up space wherever I want to. Because Belle Isle, did you pay for this? Hey, well, I'm gonna come over here and do a little something, and I'll be out. But
That's
I
called
didn't ask.
privilege.
I didn't ask a question.
Right. That's
Hmm.
called privilege. They are
Yes,
born thinking that they're privileged.
well, I am
So
too.
when they, and you know what? And that's I say, I know this circle here, we have gotten to that point. But a lot of folks, we always say, "Oh, they think they privileged." But yes, we are too. And the thing is, they are so bred to think they're over a certain, just like Queen was talking about that young man that that ended those folks' life.
He didn't. He didn't end their life.
Yeah, we said yeah. Go ahead.
Go
Okay,
ahead. Go ahead.
okay.
Though. Go
But
ahead.
no, the whole point is that's okay. But the whole point is her words said that's the way he was bred.
Uh
So
huh.
they 99.9% think they are bred a certain way of privilege.
If we look at it from, a higher perspective, and go back to the events word and the challenges word and the 11 laws and what those challenges were metaphysically designed to bring out of us. Each and every one who is part of Elizabeth, whether they are part of this organization or not, but each and every one who is in Elizabeth is an example. You are like you are. We're driven to be these people that we are. Sister Mama Hawa, she has the name Hawa. That means Het means house, and Haru means will. What will? The will of God. God's will is everlasting. Everlasting means full of life. So we're the example of peace and joy and love. Whether they take the example or not, that had nothing to do with us. And like what you said about your relationship, that wasn't your job to fix that person. It was their job to fix themselves. But people don't see the example of what God looks like. And one of the events between us and that group of people, what did you call them? Invisible, see-through?
Clear people.
Clear people. One of the things that they do, it really, we are their teachers. Whether we want to know that or not, is really irrelevant.
Yeah.
We are their teachers by virtue of their place in this universe and our place in this universe. It used to upset me emotionally. No, I used to embrace the emotion of being upset. One time I was at a reggae concert. It was at a club in Charlotte, North Carolina. And the white girls always, what you call them again? The clear people, the pink people, as Steve Biko called them. Oh man, I don't even want to get on that. That's a whole nother topic. They were all down there in the front of the stage. As you know, that's what they do. And we as sisters, we know what's happening. And they all down there at the front of the stage. Now, reggae music is not gyrating music. Reggae music is spiritual music. It talks about Jah and love and what we came here to do and all that stuff. They're down there just gyrating like it was the Parliament Funkadelics. And so I said, oh, I cannot bear this. And at that time, my locks were all the way down to the floor. So I just started spinning in a circle in the back of the room. And my locks picked up off the floor and they extended out about 3 feet in my circle. When by the time I got down to, she laughed, you know what happened. By the time I got down to where they were getting beat by the locks and they moved. They knew they were supposed to move. I didn't have to have an attitude with them or get out the way. Y'all just saw, all y'all want to do is be around our brothers and la, la, la. I just did the spin. What was I following? Did I know what I was doing? Not intellectually. I just followed the inspiration of the spirit, like how you followed the inspiration of the spirit about why that place was not theirs. The earth don't belong to them. And as a matter of fact, the very book that they gave us said the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof and the world and they that dwell therein. So everything belongs to this thing that we call God or the Lord or the LAW. So their presence is not there for us to be allowing it to get inside of ourselves and disturb our hearts.
That's right.
Or play tricks with our mind.
Yeah, no rent space in the head.
Hello, I love that. No rent space in the head. Once you realize and grasp a hold of these principles that we're sharing, you become the God person that you were created to be. You look at, like Hawa said when she started, God is looking at them through your eyeballs. And once you realize that, it's nothing but an event. Sometimes they'll say something like, a girl came up to me back after what that guy name? I can't think of the name. After this concert, a reggae concert, I used to go to them all the time because I sang reggae music during those years. Peter Tosh. And Peter Tosh, he don't play. So when the concert was over, this white girl came up to me. I mean, that's what y'all call her again. This
Clear.
person came up to me. I'm joking.
The
Came
clear
up,
people.
clear people came up to me and she said, "Peace, sister." And I said, "I'm not your sister." And everybody in the place knew me and they thought that I was going to tear her down, but they missed the point. So she said, oh, and kind of like shrunk in herself. I said, "Wait a minute, excuse me. Why you didn't ask me why I said I'm not your sister?" "I don't know." I said, "Okay, well, I'm going to tell you. I'm not your sister because I'm your mother. And I don't like what you're doing. So you can't say peace to me. And you can't say peace, sister, to me, because that tells me you don't know who I am." So some people ask me, "How you talk to white people like that?" I said, "They're not white people to me.
That's
They're
right.
children to me. And I treat them like what they are."
Mhm.
So once you realize, like how I was talking about now, once you realize who and what you are, we gave birth to these energies. How do I know? Because no matter how far back they go, they always find us.
Yes.
They don't find themselves. Elijah
Always.
Muhammad said that these people were created in a laboratory. Some other anthropologists said it's this product of evolution, leaving Africa and traveling north and living in a cold climate.
And getting lighter and lighter.
Everybody got a story.
Yeah.
But the juncture of the story is that they didn't come from the same place we come from. I don't care how many ways they tell the story. The place where the story meets and intersects is that they didn't come from the same place we came from. I don't mind that. I don't care. What I care about is having peace on this earth.
That's right.
And if they keep on going forward and spreading diseases and spreading war and killing up people and creating mindsets in people that cause people to think that they are less than, we can't do that. We can't allow that. The mother in me cannot allow that. So we don't have to chastise them. We just be the example of the light.
Yeah, be the
shine
example.
that light and clear that hate in them out of their livers. Their livers is messing them up. That's probably why they drink all that liquor. They buy and sell more liquor than anybody on planet Earth. My nephew, mother put him in a private school full of white kids. And at the end of when he graduated and we came to the graduation, I was noticing that the fathers of these guys gave them 3 things: a bottle of liquor, a cigar, and a message on how to deal with women. See, so this culture that I was bringing to the forefront earlier, the United States culture, that's their culture, but it doesn't have to be. We have to be the example. No, we are the example of what God looks like. And we cannot be allowing that energy to pull us in any direction whatsoever. Y'all got that? I know you do.
Can I bring up a story?
Yep, sir.
We were somewhere many moons ago.
You and me?
You and me. And we were sitting together and a couple clear people approached us that had, I don't know what they had, but it was supposed to emulate locks.
Matted hair, matted hair.
Matted hair, right, that's right, that's what
they,
it is.
they had it and they thought they had it going on. And we chuckled. And I said, they always gravitate to us, watch. Sure enough, they gravitated and thought they could rub elbows with us, you know, because you had your locks hanging and our crown and locks hanging, and I had mine. And so they just felt our energy and thought they can just merge and join in. And so I can't remember the conversation, but I can remember what you said. and you said, wait a minute. Who's your people?
You were with me then?
Yeah, you remember it? You said, who's your people? And they, huh? What? Where you come from? Who your people? And one said he was Italian, da 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 da, or something. And he and Queen said, how you disrespect your people trying to be somebody else? And somebody else said they were something else, and it's like, you're doing the wrong thing. You're not supposed to be wearing that in your head. You're representing somebody, trying to emulate and represent somebody else other than yourself. What is your true self? Oh my goodness. They were all perplexed, looking at each other, probably ran to the bathroom and cut off the locks. But I'm just saying how we are magnificent people. It's like, I know Sister got a song in there. Queen Aduni got a song somewhere, that we got diamonds dripping from our nose, but we 90% choose to follow this American way. Yes, we can be an American, but we don't have to be American,
Well, we have, anybody else want to say something? Y'all jump in now. Yeah. Being an example of what God looks like is a responsibility that you choose or do not choose. Because according to the karmic law, whatever you do is going to follow you. So if you don't want to choose to walk that way in this lifetime, you just get chewed up in the rebirth and then come back, and it's going to keep on going, because nothing ever stops God from being. That's nothing. Right. You can't stop it. This book that they stole the information out of ancient Egypt, ancient Kemet, and have the nerve, because they are Sebek people, and Sebek is two roads. One are the words of inspiration, encouragement, and love, and one are the words of tearing you down. And their function, and what's his name? Trump was a prime example. To take the words and reconfigure them in a way to make it appear as though you're saying something entirely different from what you're saying. But we don't have to accept that. We don't need to lean into where they want us to think something is. We lean into what? Where it is. There's a Latin word that Richard Nixon used. I'll bring it back next Wednesday, but I'm just telling you the general content right now. And the word meant sin, evil. That was his comment on what they were doing during Watergate. He said, we are the, whatever that word is, and it means sin and evil. And I always have told people, they know what they are doing. We always give the excuse for them. Oh, well, everybody's the same. We are all God's children, and they don't know what they're doing. And that's why Jesus said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. That's not what that means. Father, forgive them because they know not what they do. It means that they're not conscious and aware of who and what they are. That's why they don't know what they're doing. But they know what they are doing. When Richard Nixon can give a word that means evil and sin. But this is what he said. Unless it is a law, we haven't broken the law, so it's okay to keep doing it. Check it out now.
The law
Unless it is a law. Go ahead, sister. Go.
I was just saying the laws for us, it ain't for them.
Oh, come on, girl. Yeah, in their world. I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
In their world.
Yeah, yeah, in their
we have
world.
Our own laws.
Yes.
We have our laws.
We're not supposed to be operating on there. When
right.
they do, I'm not saying that we're supposed to handle our own business. We're not supposed to take it to the court, because that ain't our space.
Well, that's true too. But now we're talking about law. There's law in the court, and there's law in the court. There's higher law and a lower law. And they created this court system to circumvent the higher law. This is what Hawa made and
Yeah.
gave me the assignment to paint it. Took me forever, but I finally got it.
Oh,
And if you notice it, this is my art. And look at her base. I painted that base. My art sets on a base, which we would say sets on her own square, although it's a rectangle. And what I painted on it was sun and moon.
You did a good job too.
Thank you, Mama. Mama gave me a good grade. That makes me feel good.
yeah.
So when you look at that statue of my art, she's dirty, raggedy, and got bandages around her eyes. How can you make a just judgment or just conclusion on anything if you can't see it? One of the tricks we learned as Moors, that's why I got named Bay. And Bay means giver of the law. So one of the things I learned as a Moor is that when a lawyer goes into the courtroom, him and the judge, he and the judge, they're speaking another language. Sounds like English. That's why they tell you shut your mouth, because they know you don't know.
Because they
You
have
don't
their
know.
code.
They have their codes, and the words mean different things. We
Mhm.
say law, they're dealing with the color of the law. They're not dealing with the law. So we don't understand it, we don't know that. So unless you got time to study Black's Law Dictionary, and I recommend everybody get one if you don't have one, the 4th edition, so you can at least get a working knowledge of what they're saying when they're in that courtroom. They're not saying what you think they're saying. So anyway, I'm so happy to be here, and I know we're getting close to the end of our time in this segment. And there are some other things I want to share. There's a chant that comes from a movie. I think it's The Piano. And it comes from a movie, and it's like, oh Lord, Berta, Berta, oh Lord, gal, oh Lord, Berta, Berta, oh Lord, gal. When you get married, don't marry a farmer man. When you get married, don't marry a farmer man. Every day, Monday, who have in your hand. Oh, every day, Monday, have a hole in your hand. When you get married, gal, marry railroad man. Every day, Sunday, money in your hand.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll come back to that because I would love for y'all to chat that with me. But the man is advising Berta. Ain't no need to marry nobody having no hard life. Marry somebody where you're gonna have a good life, a relaxing life. You know what that relaxing life helps you to do? Helps you to manifest.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Helps you to manifest because you're gonna have this stress. And this system, the United States system, has kept us under this stress for all these years. We have relationships with our men, with our children, that's so volatile. Not because we are volatile people, but because of the stress that we're under. The high blood pressure, the lack of being able to produce what we know we are capable of producing. Elizabeth organization, this ain't no joke. It's bigger than what you even realize it is. It hasn't even come to you yet. It ain't hit y'all yet how big this is. God birthed this through Aduni. And all the things that we birthed, God birthed it through us and pulled us together like a great magnificent magnet to make this happen. These people, clear people, are more scared of the Black woman than they are of the Black man. Trust me. That's why they want to marry our women and have these children. So I love you all, and I give thanks and thank you all for receiving Hawa, Awa, and myself.
See,
Thank you so much.
folks used to saying Hawa until I went over to Africa and they said, "Oh, it's Awa."
That
But-
I works. That I works for me. So it's now 10 o'clock, I believe.
Oh,
So
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Okay,
Yes.
well, good.
Yes.
This book, a lot of us here read the Bible. Someone shared this. I'm gonna close with this. Since we are birthing what we birth, Proverbs 22:6. Train a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Proverbs 22:6 from another book. It's a bunch of Bibles out there. You know, back in the day, they used to teach, don't add or take away. And see how bold they are. And they done added all kinds of stuff. They got all kinds of Bibles out there. The Bible that my granddaddy had, which I cannot find, but I remember reading in the book of Revelation as a little girl, because he told us, y'all want to eat, y'all got to learn that book. So that's why I know the book pretty good. And it said, Jesus said, when I return, I'm coming to remove all guilt. And one of the main threads that run through the church system is guilt, to make you feel guilty. Where you been? I ain't seen you in a few Sundays. What you been doing? Why you ain't been in church? What? If you really cared about, and I said it to him, if you really cared about where I've been, you ain't called me. You ain't stopped by to see if I was dead sick or,
Well,
you know. One lady asked me when I went to a church in Indianapolis, what is that on your head? I said, have you ever read the book of Samson, about Samson in the Bible? I don't get no attitude because I don't project that. I mean, I can, but what the purpose of that? So I just said, you know about Samson in the Bible? She said, yeah, I know about Samson. I said, what did they call his hair? She said, they called them locks.
Locks.
I said, how many did he have? She said, he had 7. I said, well, it's gonna take too long for you to count how many I got, but that's what they are, locks.
Locks.
Went on in the church. See, so part of our ambassadorship is to teach people, is to educate people. And as teachers, you have to be that P word, patient.
Patient.
You have to be that U word, or as the Rasta said, the O word. You have to have understanding, have to understand. And in order to, you have to be humble. I am so humble that this was the time of life that I came into this world to be this person. I am so grateful that the Creator chose me in this form, chose to manifest in this form. I'm so grateful for the people, many people that have taught me on this road.
Yes.
Some of the things you hear me say, they were taught to me by people I encountered on this destiny that I have. And there was a time when I didn't like it. I didn't like my road. I didn't like the way I looked. I didn't like none of that stuff because I was reflecting what? The United States system.
Clear
when
people.
I reflecting God's system. What'd you say, sister?
No, I'm just agreeing with you because on this day that I am rebirthed to this new solar cycle, it's like I can't help but to be thankful. And like you said, to be humble. And my role is to be that teacher, not at the desk, but that walking, talking teacher or educator. And it's like all eyes are on you. All eyes are on me, from the little to the old. I am a walking example of a teacher. And I accept my role.
When I see them, and I want to just say one more thing about this, the clear people, as Steve Biko called them, the pink people. See, I grew up down the country, and my grandpa and my uncles and my kinfolks, the men, took on the process of killing the hogs. And one day I was standing there watching them prep this hog. And when they shaved off all the hair on the hog, it was pink. And I said, what? And immediately I thought about white people and how they look pink. I said, I never call them white again because they're not white, they pink. So people ask me, how do you deal with them? I said, just teach them the truth.
Just teach
Like
them.
Hawa said, I said to those guys, a couple came up to me. They had on red, green, and gold headbands. They had the dog locks. They had all of their 411. They said, we've been watching you. We really like you, blah, blah, blah. Can we speak to you? Can you teach us? I said, sure, sit down because you can't stand over me. I'm an elder. So y'all sit on the ground. And they sat on the ground. See, that because I learned about African culture. So then I said, this is what I'm going to teach you. Who is your grandma? To the boy. Who is your grandma? To the girl. Where they come from? One girl told me where her grandma came from. He told me where his grandma came from. I said, well, you need to go back and ask your parents, what life did they live? Then I told the girl, you need to go up in the hills to a brook and lay down in the brook with your clothes on and let the water run over you. Then at that night, go to the club and it's gonna be a witch girl there. And she's gonna give you a yellow rose. Take it, bring it home and put it on your nightstand in a glass of water. And then call me tomorrow, I'll tell you what all that means. And everything I said to them happened. I didn't know it was gonna happen. I was just, saying what was coming out of my head. But they came back a few weeks later and told me they learned who their grandmama was, what she did. I mean, these kids were so elated that they finally learned that they had learned something about their ancestors. That's what I do. I'm gonna teach them because I'm the teacher. They're not my teacher. And I accept that as the reality. I love you all. Thank you so much for putting up with us. Love you.
You're so wonderful. I have a request of you that you would do a session on the crystals.
Yes, ma'am.
And all of that. I'm sure you just have a whole 2 hours of information. That notebook.
That's
Wonderful.
interesting you would make that request because 4 nights ago, I had a dream. And in the dream, they gave me a black crystal. They gave me the name of it and everything. And I think it's a Hittite. What is it called, Howard?
Hematite? Hematite.
Oh, I
Hematite.
love that.
Hematite.
I love hematite.
Hematite for grounding.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what they gave me, hematite.
Yeah. And also, Deidre wanted you to show the book again.
This book? No, wait a minute. Which book was I reading?
Well, I think
It wasn't where
No, it wasn't that one.
No, you had one.
It had the Ankh on it, I think.
Child. Oh, I know this one.
pull it over in front of your face. Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
You wrote that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay.
How can we get it?
Just tell me you want it.
I want.
I called the printer yesterday and he's gonna make me a batch of these. And they are very, very, very affordable. Believe me. I think they're like $5 or less than $5.
So
I try to make them affordable so people can take them with them. I didn't write them to keep them. I wrote them so I could share them with people. I got nice little pictures in here.
I say.
So when you get them printed, let us know and then we can order.
Okay, I will let you know. I don't know how many to order. I told the guy maybe 10, maybe 20.
Yeah, that's a good start.
20,
20, you think, or 10?
Go with 10.
Okay, that's what I want to do, 10.
10 of one thing and 10 of another.
Right, this one, the truth, the way and the life, wine for the mind. That's the one where I did the I am poem. And this one, the song Berta Berta is in, Why I Sing the Blues. And oh yeah, dang, I know we gotta go. But see, the blues. This came to me last night when I listened to this blues radio station. I'm in with this. We have our culture. The blues is our culture. Come on. Once they got us away from the blues, they could throw us into the garbage pail. But the blues was a connection that that's why they used to call us the blue people. That was our connection. That was our God force. You know, when you, Thomas A. Dorsey, they call him the father of gospel music. He used to play the piano in the juke joint, in the whole house. And when his wife and son died at childbirth, he came up with the song, or he was delivered the song, Precious Lord, take my hand, lead me on, let me stand. You know, so I want to get us back to the blues. All the white boys play the blues and the young brothers just leave it alone, just leave it alone. But that's that key to connection to everything that we are, is that blues. You know, my daughter said, you like the blues, they be singing all about how I hurt, I'm in so much pain, my man hurt me. I said, no, because after you sing that, then you rejoice about other things. That's what the blues opens the door for your release. We didn't need no psychiatrist. What is a psychiatrist anyway?
Sit you on the couch and take your money.
There you go. We needed our principles, our culture, our divination system, our understanding of our relationship with God, and especially through the music, through the arts, through creativity. And this is my third time saying I love y'all. That's it. This is, Sebek Day. So we got to do things in threes. Okay, hallelujah. Okay, I'll talk with Hawa on working on the crystal thing for you. It might not be next week, but it would definitely be the next week after that.
Oh,
we want to do it right. You know, we want to have the pictures and the stones and everything for you to see.
Wonderful. Well, it's been awesome. Everybody, if you want to unmute yourself, tomorrow we have Nawili, Ayana, and Lily B. So come and join us in the morning at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And thank you all. Francine, I'm sorry. It was a wonder beautiful to see you here today, and everybody else that's new. And Dietrich Jane, thank you for coming back. She did the, she held it down for Razia yesterday. So we thank all the sisters that come to our rescue when we need, and or just to come and join us because you want to. So I love you.
Mama Hedaru, good to see you again.
Yes, yes.
Did y'all enjoy our first man?
Oh yeah, that was great.
Nita?
Yes,
Yeah, and he was good candy to our eyes too.
I told him that last night.
The dimples.
Good to see you too, Juanita. Yes.
Love you.
Love you.
Absolutely.
Live.
One more day. Give thanks for one more day.
Yes.
Yes.
Now who is live? Because who is that?
Live.
Live.
On
Thank you for
top.
chiming in.
Olivia.
Who invited you?
Tiffany. She spoke last week. We work on the community garden together.
Oh,
Ashay.
awesome.
Ashay.
All right.
I just moved to
Earth workers.
Richmond.
Okay.
Earth workers.
Bring more.
Peace out. Love you.
Love you all. Peace.